All right. Now my clock says 9 a.m. So here we are. It's 9 a.m. I know people are in different places all over the place, all over the world. Here in Seattle, it's 9 a.m. on Monday morning. Ugh. So I've been thinking about Mondays, and I'm not fond of Mondays personally. I like the weekend. So here we are, Monday morning, and whatever time it is for you, the practice is Metta, and it's appropriate anytime. If you're a morning person, it's a good meditation. If you're not a morning person, it's the perfect meditation. If you're a night person, it's a good meditation. If you're not a night person, it's a good meditation. It's just a all around, I think, beneficial practice. Metta, loving kindness, unconditional friendliness. So my name's Rachael Savage. I'll be leading y'all through on Monday mornings or these morning meditations. I'll give a short talk, just like 15 minutes or so, and then I'll guide you in a half an hour meditation. So we should be done in about 45 minutes, which is what I like because it's morning. Get hopefully some inspiration to meditate, do the meditation, and get on with it, whatever there is to do, morning, night, whatever. So hopefully you find it helpful. Today in the instructions for the Metta practice, we'll be going through all of the categories. So when we train our mind in this practice of unconditional friendliness, loving kindness, it's been taught, at least it was taught to me this way, that we move through in the meditation practice different categories of people. So first depends, sometimes it switches. Sometimes it's taught that begin with self, and sometimes it's taught to begin with what's called a benefactor. Someone who is easy to care about, easy to love, easy to have friendliness for, easy to feel that warm regard. And so sometimes that's the category of persons that we start with and then move to self. So we'll practice that way this morning, beginning with the benefactor, someone who's easy to love, and then we'll move to the next category being self. Loving kindness, a positive regard, friendliness, unconditional friendliness for ourselves, which for some of us is challenging. We have parts of our personality or our body and just however we are that we don't accept, and we're certainly not friendly toward. So this practice of being with our whole experience, including our whole self, even those parts of ourselves that we've abandoned or ignored or denied or tried to disown, which is not possible actually. And we practice. And here we kind of prime our mind with considering the benefactor, getting some easy friendliness going, and then moving toward ourselves so we can at least know what it feels like. And this benefactor, it can be anyone. It can be someone that you don't even know that inspires you or gives you that feeling of admiration or friendliness. It can be somebody alive, it can be somebody not alive, it can be somebody you know or don't know. So this can be a broad scope, and I think that we can all find somebody. And then this loving kindness will come in our mind. Then we move to self. The next category, many of you know this, The next category is the neutral person. And so we just choose somebody that's neutral, somebody that we don't have aversion for or attachment for, someone we don't like or dislike, just neutral. And there's lots of people like that running around. And we can just think of the first person that comes to our mind. If we pick the same person, sometimes they'll move out of that category and become somebody that we feel friendly toward, and then they become more like a benefactor or somebody that we have some friendliness toward. I chose this person one time. I was doing the practice, and there's a bookstore right outside Rebel Saints Meditation Society, an independent bookstore just like a block down. And I chose this guy that was neutral, that was working there. And I'd heard people tell this story about having a neutral person, and then all of a sudden they felt all this like affection or kindness for, like they felt like they were a friend. And so this happened. I was using this neutral person, and then I went in the bookstore, and he was checking me out of the bookstore, and I said hi to him, like, "Hey, how's it going?" It was just a little too friendly because he'd been in my meditation, and he kind of was looking at me like, "I don't know you." I was thinking, "I know you." Anyway, so be careful who the neutral person is. You might find yourself being super friendly. I remember, actually, I have one more story about this. I went to see Krishna Das do a chanting, and he told this story about he had the guy at the video store down the corner, like the convenience store from where he lived. That's the person he was using in his neutral category when he was doing this practice. And when he was home off tour or something, he went into the video store, the convenience store, and he saw the guy, and he started to cry because he was so overwhelmed at seeing this person that had become a friend in his meditation practice. So really interesting how that can happen. Okay, so the neutral person, just picking someone who, just like it sounds, neutral. Then in the Refuge Recovery book, I love this, there's a bonus category, and that's a category of people a person that is mixed. Someone that we care about, we love, and is difficult. So it's kind of this, and we have those relationships, don't we? Particularly, I think a lot of us have these relationships with our family. We love them, and they can be difficult. And I know yesterday was Mother's Day, and so a lot of people spent time with family or weren't able to spend time with family. Maybe they did Zoom or whatever. We're in this quarantine. Phone calls, that kind of stuff. And when we have family events, or when there are these days that we think about family, that it brings up family, or the family we didn't have, or the family we wished we had, or it can bring up this category of person. And maybe it's not necessarily our mother, it could be a sibling or somebody else in the family. Just checking in, do we have somebody like that in our life? This can also be friends, where it's both loving and difficult. And I like this category because it just feels so true. It feels so real and true, and just depersonalizes it, like the anatta practice of not personal. It makes it, for me, it's in a way, it's a little bit reassuring. Oh, I'm not the only one that has these complicated relationships. Then we have the category of the difficult person. Sometimes they call it the enemy. Again, I guess you could say, normalizing this fact of life that we have conflict in our relationships, that people harm us, we have arguments, we have misunderstandings, we have people that we have resentment toward or anger toward. It's just true. We're living in this reality of greed, hatred, and delusion, and we bump up against each other. And there's conflict. And sometimes in Buddhist communities or spiritual communities, right, our goal of the practice is to be at ease and to be cool and to be harmonious and to get along and to forgive. And to, sometimes people think that means not to have conflict, but it's just not possible. So some of these spiritual scenes can just be like just fake nice. People are kind of acting spiritual, like they're never upset or there's never any conflict. Meanwhile, there is, because we're human beings. And it's just not something I'm interested in being a part of. I want to own if I have a conflict with someone and be able to skillfully resolve it or skillfully respond to it so I don't suffer about it and hold on to the resentment. So I'm very optimistic when it comes to relationships. If people are willing to be honest, that things can be, conflict is part of a relationship, and that conflict can be worked through and at least acknowledged and talked about. And if we don't allow ourselves to be honest about conflict, then our relationships aren't going to be very genuine. So we have this, right? We have people that we have conflict with, and it's important, I think, to check to see if we have resentments and how are those working for us. So we take this person as a category in our meditation and wish them well. Try to generate, which is the last thing we want to do, try to generate this mind of friendliness toward a difficult person. And then I think last week, for all you bodhisattvas, we expand out to all beings, and radiate this kindness in all directions, and humans and animals, and we just go for it. All beings, which actually can feel pretty good. So a couple benefits to this practice. Well, one, it doesn't matter if it doesn't feel good while we're doing it. It's working. The training is working, whether we feel friendly or not, as we say these phrases in our meditation practice. And when we work with these different categories of people in our relationship, it improves our relationships. The more open and friendly and at ease we can be in our relationships, this will improve our relationships for sure. And of course, this is for you to practice and see for yourself. The other benefit I think is so great about moving through these categories in one meditation, these different categories of people, is it gives our mind some flexibility. We go from, this person that I feel friendly to, I don't really care about that person, but okay. I'm actually pissed off at that person, but okay. And as we move through and train with these different categories, it makes our mind more flexible, which means that we can be more responsive in real time rather than reactive. And this is what we want to do. We want to be able to respond in real time and be able to respond in a way that doesn't make us sever rather than react. This is the goal of the practice. So our mind becomes more flexible, more nimble. We get a little more space in our mind as the result of this practice. And we will find ourselves responding differently. It will start to happen. But only if we train. So this is what we do. We train in meditation practice. So that way we can see if this works for ourselves. All right, so let's meditate together. Metta for all the categories, loving kindness. So go ahead and find your meditation posture. Find a comfortable way to sit in a chair and a cushion. Maybe you're at home on your couch. Maybe you're at work, in your chair, in your car. And we'll begin with the sound of the bell. And gently close your eyes. And here you are in your meditation posture, sitting upright with an upright spine, which will help us to stay awake and free from drowsiness. And while sitting upright, relaxing and releasing tension as you can. Bring your attention to your body and release tension. See if you're holding anywhere. Holding in the jaw, relax. Holding in the belly, soften the belly. And let the shoulders drop. And bring attention to your breathing. And letting go of attention on thoughts. Just let the thoughts and plans and memories be in the background as you bring your attention to breathing. As you breathe in, know that you're breathing in. As you breathe out, know that you're breathing out. Now we begin this training of metta, this unconditional kindness. And begin with the first category of a benefactor, bringing someone to mind who has benefited us, inspires us, has shown us kindness. And this can be a teacher or a friend, somebody you don't even know. And bring this person to mind. Someone who's easy to care about. And we can begin to repeat in our mind meditative phrases with this person in mind. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be free from suffering. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be free from suffering. And repeating these phrases in your mind like a mantra or statement of positive intention, or any other phrases that you already may have that have a kind and friendly intention. Now you may have generated some feelings of kindness or warmth, kind regard toward this benefactor. Now turning this toward yourself, expanding the practice to include yourself, your whole self. Even the parts of yourself that you don't like. And including your whole experience, your internal experience of sitting here, the external experience that you're having, if you hear sounds, the temperature, all of it. And repeating the phrases. May you be happy. Towards ourselves. May you be at ease. May you be free from suffering. If it makes more sense to say it as an I statement, do that. May I be happy. May I be at ease. May I be free from suffering. Expanding the practice to include a neutral person. And this is someone that you maybe saw today or that you see regularly that you don't have any particular feeling for, one way or the other. And with this neutral person in mind, offering them the phrases of kindness. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be free from suffering. Now include the practice, or in your practice include a person that you have a mixed relationship with, both loving and challenging. This can be a family member or friend, someone that you love and have some conflict. And bring this person to mind, offering them the phrases of friendliness, kindness. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be free from suffering. Now expand to include a difficult person in your life. And this is someone who you may be having conflict with, or that you hold a resentment, someone that you've put out of your heart. And even though we don't feel like sending them any kindness, and the practice here is just to do the training, even if we don't feel it. Offering this difficult person the phrases. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you be free from suffering. Now for the last few minutes of our meditation this morning, include all beings. All beings, including yourself. Bringing yourself back into the practice, offering these phrases of kindness and friendliness in all directions. May you all be happy. May you all be at ease. May everyone be free from suffering. And continuing practicing like this until you hear the sound of the bell. All right, everyone, thank you for practicing together this morning with the Sangha, the Worldwide Sangha.